So I just turned 39, thank you. And I have been curating this perfect edgy classic wardrobe for the last decade. So naturally, I want to start all over again. Yeah. Last week, I turned 39, the last year of my 30s. And as I shared, I feel good about where I am in my life. However, this last year has been a little bit of a identity crisis. Maybe it goes further back to when I had my twins and trying to figure out who I am within that postpartum recovery time, even though it was over 2 years ago. So now, being a full-time mom to 3 boys, as well as producing this YouTube channel, I'm not quite sure where I fit in. And it definitely has something to do with the grief of my brother being killed last year. Or it could just be in this chaotic time in the world that I am just seeking something tangible that I can control. Only a trained therapist could give me an answer to that. And since I don't currently have one, I'm gonna reset my style instead. So let's take it back to the beginning, to when I got started. I think what surprised me the most about this process, about this journey, is what I discovered in the end. And what that ended up being was what I was missing in my wardrobe for better style. Step 1 in any kind of reset, clearing out the noise. Before I can even figure out where my style is going, I need to make space. So I start by getting rid of the things that aren't really serving me anymore. Pieces that don't fit quite right, and things I've been keeping for just in case, but never actually reach for. It's really not about starting from scratch, just prioritizing getting down to the essentials. The loves, the go-tos, the things you grab for every day. And this will give you a blank slate, not an empty one. And with that done, I can finally see what I love and what I wear. So once I clear out my wardrobe, I can have a clear, concise vision on where my wardrobe stands. To get a good idea on my style direction, I'm gonna share a few of my sort of iconic favorite pieces that I kind of go for all the time and have sort of become my staples of style that really capture, I guess, my style aesthetic currently. Okay, so here we go. These are a few of my favorite things. I watched Sound of Music last night, so. This is a Ralph Lauren blazer that I got on eBay, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I definitely have a soft spot for Ralph Lauren because I used to work for Ralph Lauren. And I would actually say that working for them contributed greatly to my more classic contemporary side, because I was still, I think I was like 28 when I started working for them. I was very still like kind of just figuring things out, and I was definitely in my like edgy mode, edgy casual mode, and they kind of just like that refining piece that I needed to my style and sort of put me on the path of the edgy classic style that I am kind of known for today. So I definitely give credit to that sort of as them as sort of like an inspiration. And I absolutely just, the quality is impeccable. Like I still get just as giddy about this blazer as I did the day I purchased it. I think a big part of my style as well is playing with the masculine and feminine contrast, or the like, you know, middle of the road, the unisex, you know, sort of silhouettes and styles, because they're classic, you know, classic foundational pieces. I started to feel like I wanted to be a little bit less feminine and bring in a little bit more edgy masculinity. And I think a lot of that came from being a mom as well. Sort of felt like, oh, I can't be sexy anymore. As much as I don't want to admit it, when you become a mom, you just sort of like, I'm like, t-shirts, you know? And I love t-shirts, do not get me wrong, but that is sort of what became my default mode. So I think last year I kind of realized like, hey, I miss sort of that femininity, you know, elegance, you know, delicate, tastefully sexy. I want to bring some sexy back into my wardrobe. This one was my favorite, and was just truly sexy to me. This is just a bodysuit from Reformation. I loved sort of like the corseted, bustier sort of look about it. Crazy how when I brought this in to sort of contrast with my more edgier or masculine or casual pieces, the key that unlocked all these new options with just one piece. So I've got just like a few accessories here, like a baseball cap is kind of like a newer piece that I've incorporated in like the last year, because I think I love the boyish charm that it brings. And this is of course a Ralph Lauren one. Ralph Lauren t-shirt as well. I am like fangirling out here today, but I like that because it's like a little, I don't know, like a little preppy nod to like a casual look as well. So I love that. One of my signature accessories is my bandana scarf. I love a little cowboy, you know, I love a little cowboy tie, like Jack Kelly, good old Jack Kelly. And I just got obsessed with this because it's just like an easy detail to throw. God, I should have styled this in this whole entire video. What was I flippin' thinking? Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Ugh, okay. Of course, the absolute favorite, I've been rocking a fisherman's beanie now for, I don't know, a decade. Whenever like, you know, hipsters came into play, you know, like the Portland hipsters, but I just love the bit of edge that they add. I have, you know, feminine details of like, I have like a feminine face, you know, makeup. Sometimes I'm wearing earrings, you know, all that. And I kind of love that contrast of the masculinity with my femininity. Anything that is like a rugged, like hard work and manual labor job just packs a punch, right? Like the work jacket is kind of like that rancher jacket. A rancher, you know, is pretty badass. A fisherman's pretty badass. So I think those sort of associations, you know, pack a punch. I love that I can throw this on and it is going to push things further, especially when I contrast it with like a sophisticated blazer, which is very upper class sort of esque, you know, bringing those two counterpoints together. And I think I love that it brings it to further to the middle. And I feel like if we had more of that in life, things would be a lot better right now. So anyways, I don't know what's wrong with me. If I'm being honest, like why I feel this need for a reset or why I'm feeling like I'm missing something. Because when I look at these pieces, I'm like, what else is there? Like these are amazing pieces, super stylistic, super functional, high quality, yet all timeless, but all have like a contemporary edge about them. They all contribute to my beloved sort of edgy classic style, my masculine contrasting with feminine style, that garçon style, like that is this. So what is my problem? Like really, what else do I need to make my style any better?
Our love is like oxygen. Sometimes midnight and cold sweats. There's sunrise and sunset. And at the end, there's always you.
I I seek inspiration in a lot of different places. Movies, Pinterest, Vogue magazine, and Fashion Week season. This is like my Super Bowl, except instead of it being annually, it's biannually. And instead of it being 4 hours, it's 4 weeks, sometimes more. I love watching the runway shows because to me, it's like watching a walking art exhibit. Ultimately watching in appreciation, but also waiting to identify pieces that I already own to gain a fresh new perspective of that item. Usually, this gets me all puffed up and ready to go for some styling fun. So as I've been watching the different fashion weeks, I of course feel inspired. And it actually got me thinking about a new piece that I just got for my birthday. But after all of this, after this whole entire process, I'm still not sure on my style direction. Is it my wardrobe? Is something missing? Do I need to start all over again? Do I need different inspiration? And it hits me. It hits me hard. There isn't any pieces missing in my wardrobe that's gonna make my style feel any better. It's missing me. Take these shoes, for example, the Soloman XT4 OGs. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, Soloman is one of the most iconic sneakers for every fashion-wearing yuppie out there right now. If you didn't know, that was never Soloman's intention. They blend performance and style, but originating from trail running roots. They're just out there trying to make the best trail running shoes for those trail running folks. And someone with a fresh perspective thought, hey, I'm gonna take these and twist them into some sporty, rugged tension, bringing it into the light to so many style-thirsty people like myself. It all boils down to perspective. I think the last 3 years have been the most trying of my life. And it's easy to lose yourself in that. But sometimes you just need to let yourself be lost. It's okay. In time, when you're ready, you'll find yourself again. You see, style is rarely about tangible clothing pieces. It's about mindset. It's about how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, how you bring your energy into what you wear. And sometimes it's less about changing your wardrobe and more about changing the way you look at it. So for me, this is where my style story starts, a new chapter. It's not about starting over. Everything contributes to the story, even the hard parts. The hard parts add grit and beautiful distressing. It's about shifting the way I see what's already here. Because after all, what I have is already fabulous. I don't need to start over with my wardrobe to have better style. I just need to show up and become the star of my story again. So tell me, fashion friend, what's your style story?